Omnichannel is probably the best way to think about your entire marketing, let's call it ecosystem that you're building. Understanding why the customers are asking and why they go to certain platforms for different things.
Right, Dudley. So over the weekend, I was doing a bit of research, and what I found as a very interesting topic is about marketing automations and AI, in particular, the top 5 marketing automation trends in AI to watch out in 2024. So from that whole bunch of research I've done, I've come up with 5 top topics I want to chat about. So I'll go through them very quickly. So number 1 is omni-channel marketing, and I'll explain what that is. And number 2 is data-driven personalization and customer engagement. Number 3 is conversational AI and chatbots. Number 4 is marketing funnel automations. And finally, at number 5, we've got social media and email marketing automations. And I would love to know, putting your CMO hat on, you're very experienced. As we go through, I wanted to get your opinion on each of these topics.
Yeah, sounds great. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so let's just jump straight to it. So let's jump to omnichannel marketing. Now, for those who don't know what that is, let's just say it's when a company makes sure that you have the same nice experience, whether you're shopping on their website or using their app or visiting their store. It's like your favorite store remembering what you like, no matter how you talk to them. Hearing a lot about omnichannel marketing. How do you see this trend shaping up marketing strategies in 2024?
So what's happening a lot with omnichannel marketing is having the ability to go and do your search, finding a store or some kind of provider that can deliver a particular service, and then going out and doing the physical search as well. So the omnichannel must be that way if you take a retailer, but omnichannel could be across different platforms too. So it's actually quite interesting because you have omnichannel could be across social media platforms. So I could be posting, let's say, images on my Instagram, which is maybe things that I do from a passion point of view. The business could have employees doing, let's say, special work, as in charitable work, painting houses and helping people, with food and etc. That could be like a great way to get the company out there. But on Facebook, for instance, you might be delivering different types of topics, as in educational. But then if you go to LinkedIn as a different social media platform, you might want to be more specific to a different target audience, but the same target audience, but a different type of message. And then if you go into the shorts these days, you look at the shorts, and if you go to YouTube, and you might even have a podcast talking about the deeper issues. So multi-channel or omni-channel could be across social media platforms, but it could also really be across a physical and digital boundaries. So it depends on how you want to do it, because the omni-channel kicks in quite nicely. So having different places people can find you would be the first part. And then the second part would be, how do you deliver a customer experience that is seamless? And I think that's really what you're trying to achieve with omni-channel.
I'll add one more thing. I feel like this omni-channel marketing allows you to be more consistent and tailor your messaging throughout the whole customer journey. Would you agree?
Yeah, you can definitely tailor it, and also remembering what people search for. So there are tools these days where you can actually go and find what people ask. Omnichannel is probably the best way to think about your entire marketing, let's call it ecosystem that you're building. Understanding why the customers are asking and why they go to certain platforms for different things.
So before I dive into the next point, so I want to tell you a bit of a story. So I'm not sure about you, but I love it when I go to one of my favorite stores and, they know what I want and they just have it ready for me. So it's a good segue to the next point I want to drive, which is data-driven personalization and customer engagement. How are you seeing marketers leveraging of customer data to enhance engagement in 2024?
The behavioral change is people are freely agreeing to share their information, their buying behavior, what they look for, what they search for. So data-driven personalizations become easier from a marketer's point of view. Where it really works well is when you've built a really good brand and a good relationship with your, let's call it, even if it's not a direct personal relationship, but you have a warm, fuzzy feeling by your customer, by your audience. They will opt into certain things. They'll opt into the newsletter. You can actually look at this like a heat map in terms of where they are going on your website, what they're looking for. But the personalization is quite a broad topic, because it's now how to translate that information, especially a lot of information, into that personalization. There's one next level up, and that's really to be in someone's face in terms of asking questions. We have these quiz funnels these days where when you go onto a website, and they'll actually go through a process like, tell me, I bought running shoes the other day. So there's Asics, there's Nike, there's a bunch of different brands these days. And then they say, okay, let's help you buy a pair of shoes. And it's like, okay, are you male? Are you female? How old are you? What's your weight? What's your running style? What's your walking style? What do you need it for? Do you need it for CrossFit? Do you need it for long distance running, or do you play tennis? That type of thing. What's your sport? And then it goes through multiple questions to then give me recommendations in terms of what it says that I should buy. I think there's a push both from consumer as well as marketers to meet somewhere in the middle of not sharing data, but making that engagement very personal.
I like that quiz example. I feel like that is not only engaging and interactive, it's kind of like a gamification. So you're giving a customer like the user experience, like making it fun, rather than, the underlying thing you're trying to do is also try to get the right information so you can make that personalized message or that personalized experience. But in the same sense, you're also giving them a really fantastic experience by doing that. So that's a really good example. Cool. All right. So this is probably a good segue to the next topic. So in the same caliber, I feel like one of the biggest trends right now is conversational AI and chatbots. Now, I've built over hundreds of websites, and I've noticed, especially in 2024, that chatbots are everywhere. So it seems to be evolving quite rapidly with new capabilities. And I feel like the biggest appeal to these chatbots is people want responses pretty much instantaneously or, relatively fast. So the benefit of having these conversational AI chatbots is you're giving people kind of what they want. They just want to be heard and they want a response. Even though it's not the full response that they want, you're giving them something. So with that said, what new capabilities are you seeing with chatbots for marketing in 2024?
What's gone into this AI environment, and I think some companies still are lagging in terms of its building out a decent AI capability. So AI capability allows us these days to train the chatbots and the AI chatbots specifically, if to train it within the framework of what it is that you offer. So you can put up your prices, your specifications, and a lot of times chatbots initially were thought of as a lead capture tool. Now it's a customer service tool as well as lead capture, as well as even getting to the point where it's doing a bit of conversion as well. So AI chatbots for me are going in the right direction. But I think where it really starts coming into its own is the ability then to convert that into the next step. And the way I think people get a little bit either lazy or they're not sure, not aware of it. But I must say that the other day I found the bank that I deal with, and the problem is that they're using AI as part of your switchboard process. So what I think where people are going wrong is they should literally have an AI chatbot that can switch over into a telephone or a physical conversation with somebody, with a human being, and not just having to type, or go into a video format so you can actually physically see someone on the other side. I think there's definitely scope and movement for AI being a lot better in terms of serving the chatbot environment. But chatbots right now allow us to get some kind of personalization, some kind of immediate response. These days, people don't have patience to wait, and that's the 24/7 the 24 hours a day, 7 days a week concept of being able to handle calls coming in no matter what time it is. And the other problem that a lot of these older chatbots had, which is now being solved by AI, is if you only had one or two support people on the support desk and you have this rush of questions coming in, the older chatbots would tell you the next agent will be available in the next 15 minutes. It's like, I don't have 15 minutes to sit and wait for somebody to answer me. I'm going somewhere else. So where AI now is immediate, it's like it quickly gives you the answer, quickly gives you the result, and it can quickly take action. It's like, okay, what do I do next? Okay, here is a link. Go to this page. You'll find all the information there. You can build these automations in now. And I think that's really where the power of this is coming, is like answering the bulk of the initial sort of, let's call it most asked questions. It's the Pareto principle, 80-20. 20% of the questions that come in, 80% of the time, those ones you can get AI to answer. But 80% of the time, those there's this wave of like unknown, and you want to narrow it down to giving specific direction into 20% of what you do. So you want to narrow it down. So you want to really make use of understanding that. And then the last part of the AI for me is it allows us now to start analyzing that data, and now being very, very aware of what is being asked regularly. And now you can go and build more content, build more answers, retrain or further train your AI to be better at answering the most asked questions. So all of a sudden, you're now having the system that you can continually build out. And I'm loving it. I think AI, conversational AI and chatbots, I think are going to become more and more of a thing if you make it a thing in your business.
Exactly. And I think I'll just add one thing to that. I think from a resource perspective, if you are a business with a smaller team and you are struggling to kind of do sales and automate it, I feel like the AI chatbot is such a great technology to kind of alleviate you from doing a lot of those, like you said, the monotonous things that can be solved by an AI chatbot, right?
I think there's one other thing that seems to be working incredibly well. I mean, we all are addicted to our phones, right? So we are all pretty much looking at our phones all the time, and we generally have a preference in terms of some of the apps we might be using. So it could be text messaging, it could be WhatsApp or Telegram or some kind of, let's call it direct messaging device. And then the other platforms have different types of DMs. What's beautiful about the chatbots is instead of now having to go back to the company's website, you can transfer that conversation to whoever you're talking to. You can transfer the conversation onto their mobile device. Now you've basically got full conversation potentially that you've had online on your device, and you can continue the conversation using AI. So, and now this is where AI chatbots have now gone cross-platform again. And we spoke earlier about omnichannel, but this is now omnichannel chatbots that are able to work on your device or maybe even on your PC, where you are now able to, and I'm now having chatbots. I did a hotel booking the other day, and it was an entirely AI-run chatbot on WhatsApp that was answering all my questions, doing the booking, confirming, giving me pictures of what the resort was like, etc., etc. It was amazing. So chatbots are not just for websites, and I think that's become an interesting move for me. Is chatbots don't necessarily have to be in one place; they can be everywhere.
Oh, all right. So, gonna hit on a topic that is gonna be the bane of a lot of people who are not technically savvy: marketing funnel automations. So, for those who don't know what a funnel is, it's a whole bunch of stages that get people prepared to buy from you. And what I'm seeing these days is a lot of that is still being done manually. So somebody comes in, someone replies manually, they add it to a different list, and they do a whole bunch of follow-ups. That's one of the areas where I feel automation is extremely valuable. So now that there are marketing funnels and automations are increasingly becoming complex. How do you see automation changing the way we manage these funnels in 2024?
I'm loving it because at the moment with the automation, I would much rather have a buyer journey that's based on people being asked questions, and then they get given a more customized result at the end. You're going to be able to go through a different type of sales funnel, which is a lot more geared towards what you're looking for. But there could also be a missing element there. Now, the one level up on that is rather get into an AI conversation where the AI starts having a conversation. So how are you feeling today? What are you into? Like, tell me a bit, how many times a week do you go and exercise, or do you play tennis, or do you do golfing, or whatever it is? And have some kind of more of an interactive communication. So personalizing and creating marketing automation funnels that are more human is a lot better. And then potentially even getting to a point where when you get a bit annoyed with the AI, or you don't really want to be answering all these questions, you could say, stop asking me all the questions. I just want to buy. Okay, boom. You jump a lot of steps. Say, you know what? I'm not interested in having this conversation. I just want X. I've already made my decision. Send me there so I can buy it. And boom, you're there. So it gives that much better personalization. And in my mind, I think that's the better way to go in terms of this type of thing. And now it's built around the way the person answers the questions, as opposed to my predetermined sales process I'm forcing someone into. So sales funnel automation is great. And then in addition to that is you could be answering and educating. You could be answering questions and educating your customer better. And you could be providing a much better complete service, because now guess what happens with all the answers? You've captured in our world, in the AI world, in the tech world, we call it unstructured data. But you're collecting really good information about your customer. So once they've purchased, you can now formulate follow-ups, again, further sales funnel creation or further sales process creation, literally because you've captured a lot of information up front, and you can continue build out your customer profile. And it comes to your earlier point, which is sort of personalization and data segmentation, etc. Now you can be even more specific and more targeted. So for me, marketing automation, marketing funnels, I think are becoming more interesting than what they were in the old ClickFunnels days. And I'm so glad that those days are sort of coming to an end.
Very good point. And I love your point about the personalization. I know as part of the funnel system, like we talk about lead generation. And one of the examples I wanted to highlight is there's a fantastic app called Score App. And for those who haven't used it before, it's basically an interactive quiz, and it gives you the results based on certain criteria. So, but the great thing is, it does form part of your sales funnel, and whatever your score is or the results, it can give you dynamic content based on your situation. So let's just say, for example, that you're trying to make a side business a reality, and we want to test out your readiness to actually start that business. Depending where you are on the spectrum of the score, it can lead up to a specific dynamic video or dynamic landing page that redirects the user to that relevant content. So I just wanted to highlight that.
There's technology out there like the Score app. It allows you to direct. So based on the way people answer the question, it allows you to direct them into different parts of the actual funnel. So you don't give them information they don't want. Even if you're a small business, you get a small piece of technology like this, pop it onto your website, pop it into your email campaigns, whatever it is. And that stuff is readily available and is actually very cheap. You don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to be some kind of genius in terms of working out all the tech.
Right. So our very last topic, and I feel like it's one of the topics that's very intriguing by everyone: social media and email marketing automation. Now, we know email marketing has been around forever. It's still to be proven to be one of the most effective means of marketing today. And social media, not so much, hasn't been around as long as email marketing, but it is very prevalent. And I feel like in 2024, 2025, it's just going to get more and more important. People rely on social media so much. The biggest issue is, you know, coming up with content is very time consuming. So we look to social media and email marketing automations to actually help with that workload. So with that said, what are you seeing as new automation trends in 2024 to help people managing their social media and email marketing initiatives?
Content planning, AI generates it, content creation, curation, and so on. So you can build out a monthly posting calendar, for instance, and you could take particular topics that you know are interesting for your audience, and you can generate content using AI and obviously your own brain and your own critical thinking and your ability to understand your market, and you can pre-plan social media posting. And that the beauty about that is that you can sit down for half a day or a day and plan your entire month, and then you can do scheduled posting. And then off the back of that, depending on which platforms you do, you could then have boost those by means of adverts and having forms and things to fill in to bring them back into a sales funnel of some sort. But yes, for me, there's content planning, is content creation on social media. And also, again, coming back to the omni-channel thing, it allows you, especially the marketing automation software that we've got, allows you to have all the social media channels, the omni-channel, all the social media channels connected within one single system. So now as soon as you do a post, you are posting content relative or relevant to those different channels, because bearing in mind that different channels require different sizes or lengths of content. So you could take one set of content and post it at a platform-specific level, but pre-plan it so that you don't have to every day have those grind, which becomes a grind, generating content. And then in terms of email automation, email automation and marketing is really powerful. And it's not spamming. It is about filtering your target market, throwing out offers, very short, simple offers, and then getting those replies and feedbacks and bringing them into your community, into your social media channels, or at least onto your website, into your chatbots, or into your sales funnels, as we spoke about, those quiz funnels, if you like. So I'm seeing a big change. And I think as we go into the world of AI and the chat GPTs and the Anthropics and all that have got links in terms of search, Geminis and so on, I see even these days, if you go and do a search on Google, Gemini gives you a set of answers already. So it's doing social media searches, Reddit and what's the other one, Quora and all those. Sometimes there's even bringing answers from these social channels into what was previously just a bunch of web page listings. It's now generating AI-derived content from social media posting, which I'm starting to enjoy. And I think there's a beautiful trend in 2024, 2025. We're going to see a lot more personalization, a lot more interesting, and a lot more specific information that you're looking for.